A spectacular performance. Curry from half court. Sometimes, something looks like it's been there a while.
We are here, the 3 Points Podcast, staying consistent as ever. We just finished watching the Cavs versus the Warriors, and we got the dub. Shockingly, surprisingly, with our basically G League roster, we got it done. So we're gonna go 3 games. We're gonna start with the Thunder and the Warriors. It was on Tuesday, December 2nd. Then we're gonna go to the Warriors and Sixers. That was on the 4th, which was Thursday. And then today, which is December 6th, we beat the Cavs. We ended up 1 for 2 in this 3 game stretch. The pre-week predictions from our hosts, starting with Thomas, was we're going to be 3-0 this week. Wes said we're going to be 0-3. And I believe I said either 0-3 or 1-2, but I felt more confident
I
about
think you're
0-3.
1-2. So I think I was like hyper pessimistic.
All right, fair enough. So I guess I'll take it, but we can watch the recording. I kind of felt like I said 0-3, like I was leaning more towards that. But in Thomas's defense, we had a lot of unknowing injuries.
I mean, in one game that we had the most injuries, we actually won.
Yeah, exactly. She's true, to be honest. So no credit to Thomas. He was just wrong. Anyway, so we're gonna start with the Thunder and Warriors. Anything that we noticed in particular? Obviously, this was like I think we all basically borderline unanimously agreed we're gonna lose, except Thomas. He said it was gonna be a trap game. So go ahead. Why don't you start and defend yourself?
Yeah, well, I mean, it looked like a trap game for like 90% of the game. I mean, the Warriors, like, they were down big early. They built themselves like a 20-point deficit. I guess they dug themselves a 20-point deficit. And against the Thunder, like you're really thinking like that's game over. Jimmy goes down halfway through, you're thinking that's game over. But Pat Spencer got into the game. Moses Moody hit a few shots, if I remember correctly, and I'm looking at, did he? Is that correct?
Did he?
He had 3 points. I don't remember correctly. Some other guys hit some shots.
Pods. I mean, I think you're talking about
Pods, yeah,
Pods
Pods
at
and
17. Draymond had a shot.
Draymond had an absolutely vintage performance this game. Like, obviously, because it's Draymond, the stat line doesn't look that impressive, but this was one of, I think, his best games this season without Steph or Jimmy in the lineup. He was really coordinating things on offense. He was putting a lot of effort on defense. Hit a big 3 late before the Thunder went on their, game clinching run. Hit a kind of tough layup. Made like one of those fake handoff moves to get to the cup. He was kind of doing it all. And I mean, it's the Thunder, right? Like, obviously, we had Buddy basically face guarding SGA. That obviously didn't work. Like, he got cooked over and over and over by SGA. Jalen Williams even kind of got into his groove late in the game against us as well. I mean, because again, who did we have on him? It was either Pods or Kuminga or somebody like that.
Will Richard, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Will Richard. I mean, it's just like these quality perimeter players. They continue to torture us game in and game out. It's tough to really say too much because again, no Jimmy, no Steph, and the fact that the bench lineup even made it competitive against a team that's basically beating everybody by 15 to 20. I took it as a good sign when we were walking away from the game. Of course, it is frustrating because it looked like this could actually be the ultimate trap game and we could beat them. Didn't come to fruition, but still, encouraging performance, I think, as kind of lame as it is to say.
Yeah, I mean, I'll also like to note out it was Seth Curry's debut, and it looked
yeah.
pretty darn solid.
Yeah.
He dropped 14 points. He made,
That's
2
what I was thinking
threes.
of instead of Moody, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. He hit 2 threes. He was looking like, in motion. He looked a little bit overweight to me, a little bit like out of shape, which makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Like that's part of not being part of a rotation for a couple months. But his flow, his jumper, it looked like it was there. Pods with the offensively their production, right? 17 points, which is pretty darn good actually. Kuminga though, I think like I mean we'll get it towards the end of the episode, but definitely my
Checked out.
what was it? Thomas Award of the Week?
Yeah,
we decided.
he's
the
LVP,
No, no,
valuable player.
Thomas Award for the week. Remember we decided Hudson awarded to be the best player of the week and
I
Thomas.
thought we were going to alternate it every week, so one.
Oh, so
One
one
week-
week. Oh,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's gonna
but-
throw people, other fans off.
No, they'll keep track of it.
No,
Otherwise,
no.
otherwise, certain co-host is gonna quit the pod right now.
Yeah, you could continue your full-time work with JP Morgan.
And
Yeah.
Morgan Stanley.
So my Thomas Award of the week goes to Jonathan Kuminga. This guy looked so out of it. Like it's just so confusing, and I don't know. I don't want to get too much into that, but more focus on the Thunder. Yeah, it was like a trap game. We got the lead at one point. I remember
Yeah.
so in the first quarter we had the lead for like 2 points or whatever. Then we just didn't get until the fourth, and we had to lead like a 4 point lead at the end. And then unfortunately we couldn't convert. But overall, like I agree with Thomas. It was like positive signs for sure. From the bench. And that is a theme of the week, I would say.
Yeah.
Definitely. So Wes, take it from here.
Yeah, sure. I mean, there's not much to talk about, I guess. Or like, so there's similar trends with like all three of these games this week. It's that we've gotten to highlight certain guys that don't get a lot of shine without when Steph, Jimmy, and Dre are healthy. So it's kind of been interesting. There's been some stuff to take away. Like Pat Spencer, I think, has earned himself an increased role. QP, even though he was already his minutes weren't really affected by a lot of the injuries lately, but he should get more minutes. Trying to think of other guys that should kind of get increased
Gee,
role.
low-key
Yeah,
Gee.
Gee
Yeah.
played
Like,
well today against the
I mean, literally, like yeah.
I think Seth Curry also probably
Yeah,
like
yeah. But I think his is more like him and Milton are kind of like a natural like
of course, yeah, because they were just injured
Yeah,
to the team.
yeah.
But I guess I'd also say in this game, like you mentioned Seth Curry, I will say Buddy Hield, towards the end he had a really bad stretch, but when the Warriors were making their big comeback, he had multiple really great defensive plays, which is not something you see from a lot. Active hands, being aggressive, doubling a guy at the right time, getting his hand in a passing lane, forcing a turnover. He did that multiple times. But still didn't really. I mean, at the end of the day, though, even those like few highlight plays aren't going to make for the fact that he's getting cooked 1-on-1 in every
Yeah.
possession. But it was nice to see that. Like, hey, he's clearly like dialed in, even if the results aren't like. At least he feels like he cares.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, at least we can say that about him
Yeah.
versus like Kuminga.
Yeah, I
right?
mean,
Where
yeah,
Kuminga, it's
exactly.
very apparent he doesn't
Yeah.
he just doesn't care that much, right?
I would say, would you say Kuminga managed to play worse in every single successive game this week?
I don't know off the
Today
top
he
of my
was not
head.
this
I think this was his worst. Like the game that we just watched against the Cavs was probably his worst
How
of
many
the
points
week.
did he get? I felt like he did not get that.
Yeah, I mean, literally, he had 4 points
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
So against the Cavs, he had 4 points. Maybe he shined elsewhere. No,
No,
one
I
block,
can tell you
4 points,
that.
3 assists, 7 rebounds. I guess he's like a glorified Andre Drummond for us now. And then against the Sixers, he had 9 points. Nice, 6 rebounds, 2 assists.
Negative 18 plus minus.
Yep. And then against the Thunder, he had 8 points. So basically, we're paying $25 million
Yeah,
per year
what for who? I'm trying to think.
for like an under 10 point per
Like
game
us,
guy.
one of
For
us.
like a
One of us.
for like a what's a shooter for the Heat?
Oh God.
Duncan Robinson,
Well, I mean,
who like scoring wise.
yeah, I
right?
mean,
Like,
yeah. Except Duncan Robinson has a well-defined role.
Yeah,
He's like
exactly.
a positive player.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, in that role. Whereas Kuminga, he thinks his role is like Kobe Bryant.
Exactly. That's the thing. That's the thing. We're paying a lot more for
For like a late career Kyle Kuzma.
yeah,
Essentially.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's pretty insane. It's pretty insane. This guy dropped less than 10 points in this whole week.
Yeah. He's just underwhelming. By
Yeah.
the way, like those two guys I highlighted, Pat Spencer and QP, in their minutes together, which is a 90-minute sample size, they're plus 25.9. So like net rating's not everything, but and there's like tons of variables that are involved there, like who were the other three players. But I think they're like a nice combination of like defense. Like we saw today against the Cavs, kind of skipping games. QP's in all games. He's fantastic on the defensive end. And I think Pat Spencer's also a great ball handler.
Yeah, I would agree. I would
Gives us a pretty solid floor, I think.
I agree.
Defensively and offensively.
I wouldn't probably give QP the fantastic defensive title. I'd probably say reliable rim protector because in the rim protection
He also
he has been
switches
good.
pretty well, and he has pretty
You
solid
know what?
shooting.
True. I don't know actually. I feel like rim protection he's like very very solid.
He looks more convincing every game. I'll say that as a
True.
protector, and it is incredible the kind of leap that he's made from his rookie year.
I agree.
It is very noticeable.
It's noticeable.
He's a different player
For sure.
around the rim
For sure, for
on
sure.
defense.
No, that I could definitely 1000% agree with. So going to the Sixers. So actually, before I go to Sixers, I'll read some of the stats for the Warriors against the Thunder. Right. So Butler only had 6, but he only played 15 minutes. He was done. Richard 5 points. Draymond 13. Pod 17. Moody with 3. Pretty not great performance. Like I said, Kuminga 8. Quinton Post 3 points, but again, positives on the defensive end.
Still +6 in
Plus 6
18
in
minutes.
plus minus, exactly right. Pat Spencer, 17 points. Really solid. 6 assists, 3 rebounds. Gary Payton, 13 points, 5-5. Buddy Hield, 13, 4 and 1. And then Seth, 14, 2 and 2. Another thing I would like to say about Pat Spencer, before we move on to the next game, is that he kind of does something that we don't have, or in theory should be Kuminga. It's kind of that penetration to the rim, in
Yeah.
that like he penetrates into the kind of inside of the zone or whatever, and then he'll hit a jumper. Like he doesn't like hit lays, but he'll still go for that mid range, right? And then that forces the defense to kind of plan a little bit against that. They can't just be at the perimeter the entire time. Besides him, everyone is settling for perimeter shots. We got Moody, we got Kuminga, who for some reason thinks that he's like a spot up shooter now. We got freaking Quinton Post, who's 3-point shooter. GB2, offensively, he doesn't do much. Occasionally, he'll hit a 3.
Yeah.
So that's again perimeter. Buddy Hield perimeter. Seth Curry perimeter. Only people who can penetrate a bit. Pods a little bit. Ooh. Will Richard, I wouldn't even say that.
No, not
Definitely
really.
not.
No.
So it really only is Pods and Pat at this point. And Pods is not consistent enough.
Yeah.
But Pat Spencer, throughout these 3-game sample sets, I would say he does require the defense to be like, okay, he's going to penetrate in.
Yeah.
He'll dish it out. He'll do something. Like he's doing something inside. He's not
Yeah.
just settling for 3.
He has a fairly quick first step for
He
a
does.
guy who is
He does.
not like on the whole is obviously not an athletic player by NBA standards, but he does have a very quick first step. And he also, I think, has very good instincts. He's able to catch guys, when they're on their back heels
Yeah.
and get kind of a half step on them. And that is a very valuable skill. I mean, you consistently see him going downhill with a guy on his back shoulder, which is something you don't see Pods doing. You don't see Moody doing. You don't
Buddy.
see Hield doing. Seth, I mean, I guess we'll see. You don't see Will Richard doing it, et cetera, et cetera.
I think Melton kind of
Yeah.
has that ability to do that.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, and obviously when Jimmy's on the court, like he's the guy who really unlocks that area of the offense. But Pat, I think, is a really nice substitute for that kind of dimension.
For sure.
It's even going not just in this stretch where everybody's injured, but going forward, in an 18 to 20 minutes per game role, like I could really see him providing a lot of
Yeah.
value.
And it makes sense, right? That a lot of those skills that you just highlighted translate from lacrosse, right?
Yeah.
Quick first step,
Yeah.
kind of faking people out,
Yeah.
predicting where the other guy's gonna
Yeah.
go, et cetera, right? So his IQ is there, and
Yeah.
he's been doing really, really well. So now moving on to the Sixers, nail biting, heartbreaking
Yeah.
loss. We lost by 1, but this game, I think I walked off, and I think like Thomas and I watched it together. Wes, you were watching at the gym
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
We kind of Thomas and I were talking how it was like I walked away thinking, hey, there was a lot of positives.
yeah.
I really felt pretty good leaving it.
Melton's first game back.
Melton's first game back, exactly. Seth Curry with the second game, pretty bad performance by him. But besides him, it was another great game by Pat Spencer. He dropped 16 points, 4-4. Very solid. Anthony Melton, good solid debut after injury and leaving and coming back. 14
Yeah.
points. Quinton Post, 10 points. Poor performance by Kuminga again. Pods took a step down, -20. Kuminga, -18. GB2 also pretty poor performance. Healed though, another 14 points. Same with Moody as well, 14 points. So some of these role guys
Dre left
doing their
in
thing.
Dre left in the first or second quarter.
I want to say second quarter.
Okay, yeah.
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 He's out for the time being.
Yep, exactly. So Dre also, like, a guy fell on his foot. He just left, and then he didn't come back. Fair enough, right? Like, we don't need to force these guys back. We absolutely do not. From the Sixers end, I'll read some of their stats, and then we kind of dive into what we thought about the game. Tyrese Maxey, shocker, not at all. We literally talked about this before. He's gonna go insane. Guard, right? Our guard defense is very, very weak. 35 points. Very underwhelming performance by Joel Embiid. 12 points, especially when Draymond wasn't there. I mean, what are you doing? And yeah, again,
+2, by the way, winning player. As usual.
yeah, as usual, his resume speaks volumes.
He does. It speaks for itself, you could say.
Yeah,
If you
BJ.
bring it up.
Yeah, BJ Edgecombe, another guard. Quentin Grimes, 12 points. So it was very much just like the Tyrese Maxey game. He was just going
Yeah.
off on us. What do we think in general? We can start from left to right this time. Wes.
Yeah, I mean, I guess this was the Pat Spencer game. Like he definitely had a bigger load it seemed this game compared to the OKC game. Like he definitely kind of carried us on the stretch. I remember him hitting a left elbow three to kind of, I think, give us a lead. Eventually we lost it, but I mean that was like a fantastic performance by him, kind of just like taking the reins like when pretty much no point guard. I did like kind of him and having two ball handlers out there, like him and D'Anthony Melton out there. That was
Yeah.
pretty nice because
Yeah.
a lot more options for us to go to offensively. So I hope to see more of that going forward. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I think kind of what I highlighted earlier, like the highlights for that game was like kind of Pat Spencer and Melton for me. Like they both played really solid.
yeah,
They kind of did their thing. They were hitting their shots, especially Pat Spencer. Like this, like you said, it was a Pat Spencer game for sure. Um, we did lose in a kind of a tough fashion where it was I
kind of
believe
his
it was
his
Buddy's
fault.
fault, right?
Well,
Or it
it's
was
kind
Pat
of
Spencer's
yeah,
fault, right?
yeah.
Where he kind of fell asleep on
Yeah.
the
VJ.
rebound, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, on VJ. And then it's kind of tough because you kind of highlighted Thomas. I don't want to steal your thunder, but if we had Melton instead of Butler, where we had like 0.8 seconds left.
Butler instead of Melton.
Sorry, yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I meant.
yeah.
If we and it was Buddy Hield who did the inbound, I believe,
Yeah.
where he threw it over. It went to
I thought it was Pat. That
It was Buddy.
it was
Oh.
Buddy. Yeah, it was Buddy. That's what we were talking about.
Yeah.
Threw it to Melton, and then you kind of explain your take.
Well, I was just saying, like, if you watch the replay, like, the probably the smart thing to do there, because he threw up this very, like, half-hearted layup towards the end. I mean, it kind of, like, it's, like, floating, like, 50 feet in the air.
Which got blocked
Yeah,
by
and it got
Tyrese.
blocked by Tyrese Maxey. Great play by Tyrese Maxey, by the way. Came flying, all after missing the shot for game, came flying all the way down the court the other end, got up for a chase down block. But I do think that in that situation, what D'Anthony Melton probably should have done, and what Jimmy probably would have done if he was in that situation, is just jump stop and just go up straight and let Tyrese Maxey fly into you and foul you. Would probably been a guaranteed, 2 free throws. But ultimately, you can't dwell on it. Like, it was like that. Bad things like that are going to happen when you give up a game-winning chip
Yeah,
like that in a stupid
exactly.
way. Like you didn't deserve that win after giving up, that tip. And very frustrating play. Also, you guys didn't mention it, but Warriors were down by almost 20 points heading into the fourth, and they managed to come all the way back just to lose like that. Like that is, obviously, it's nice to see yet another game where our bench guys are making competitive
Yeah.
against what's an 8 seed in the East, but very very frustrating loss. Down the stretch, if I were during the comeback, it was Pat Spencer and D'Anthony Melton doing a lot of the work. Kerr he subbed in Pods for Pat Spencer with like 4 minutes left. I know Warriors Twitter was kind of freaking out about that. But just to highlight another thing, Pods minutes, if you notice them game by game, like over the course of this week, 28, 20, and then let's see how many he got.
Probably a
today.
lot today because of just lack of guys, but 21.
21. Yeah, I mean, you can see like I think he is starting to lose some favor, but like in this game, Kerr subs him in for Pat when Pat is really cooking. I think a lot of people were not happy about that. Pat then came right back in, but I don't know, just something to notice. Like Pods continues to have this special place in Kerr's heart that is a little bit frustrating to deal with as a Warriors fan. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. It's just unfortunate because there's so many positive things to say about this game because you saw that incredible comeback, like Pat cooking, QB cooking, Moody contributing, even Buddy hits a few shots, although again, like defenses and whatever, blah blah blah. And then you blow it on just a stupid play. Frustrating.
Definitely. I think besides that, I don't think there's much to highlight else for that game. It was, I think, yeah. I don't think there's anything else. Gee, I think this is kind of like where Gee got some more time, right? Like
Yeah.
prior to this, I think is this Gee's first game this season? Let's see.
That cannot be true. That's definitely not true.
Yeah, so it's been in a little bit. Like
Yeah.
last was like 2 games ago against
Yeah.
Rockets, 6 minutes, 9 minutes. So like increased minutes, obviously for sure, because I mean the roster is just not enough.
Nobody else to turn to.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so the last game was against the Cavs, which we won, surprisingly, right? Kind of speaks more about the Cavs than us, to be honest. Like, how are they losing to basically the 7 to 14 man
Yeah.
roster of
Yeah.
the Golden State Warriors? Pretty embarrassing. If I'm a Cavs fan, I'm thinking about that. But today, again, it was a very good performance by Pat Spencer. 19.7 assists, 4 rebounds. He was even dishing it out today. It was actually a good game for all our role players today. Like Quinton Post, 12 points, 9 rebounds. Buddy Hield, 13 points, 7 rebounds. Pat Spencer leading the charge, 19, 7, and 4, 7 assists, 4
He
rebounds.
heated up in the fourth quarter. That
Yep,
really went-
he had 10 straight, right, or something, or
yeah,
not 10 straight.
in the fourth.
He ended
Yeah,
up having
At
like
that
12,
point.
I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Guy Santos, very good performance by Guy. This was probably the best performance as a Warrior for him, if I recall.
Yeah, I think including context, because it kind of felt like if he didn't contribute the way he contributed, we might have lost. So
Yeah.
I would say, yeah, definitely.
Literally, he was hitting some
performance.
big shots,
Yeah.
and he was feeling confident. Like he was hitting some nice,
Yeah.
bossy moves. You know what I mean? Oh, he hit that insane move yesterday. Remember where he did the spin move, the Hakeem move? Do you remember
was
that?
today?
Against the Sixers? Remember?
Yeah.
The Hakeem. We were calling him
I do remember that. It was
saucy. Like he's feeling himself,
Yeah.
which I really like to see. Trace Jackson Davis with some more minutes, 8 points, 5 rebounds, 1 block, solid. Moses Moody, 9 points. So really everyone was eating. Even Pods, 10 points. Still ended with a negative plus
there's
minus.
one guy who wasn't eating, I can tell you.
Except Kaminga.
Yeah,
literally.
of course, yeah.
So, and for the Cavs, I mean, it was really
Donovan
Mitchell freaking going crazy. Donovan Mitchell,
Yeah.
man, just a pure jumper. Crossover move is nice. Like
Yeah.
I've been on it since he was a rookie. Some people thought he wouldn't be great. Some people thought that Ben Simmons would just be better than him. Some people were wrong.
Some people thought they would beat the Paul George-led Clippers. You're wrong about that. So
I was actually wrong about that. That is a good point. I didn't buy you a Paul George. I bought you a
something else.
Funko Pop. Yeah, I bought you a Funko Pop.
So lame.
That was our little deal.
It's just a Funko Pop.
I thought you just Venmoed me how much it would cost.
I hope you didn't spend it on a Funko Pop.
I don't think so.
I don't remember.
But
But
anyways,
kind of circling back here, guys.
Little tangent for you guys.
Yeah, wait, yeah, I do. Remember when we were in LA when we on our first road trip, the Jazz was playing against someone, and we were like
The Clippers.
Was it the Clippers?
Yeah, it
it was
was.
that series.
That
Dude,
was-
we were so salty. We were like
No, it
salty
wasn't.
as hell about it for some reason.
Wasn't that the Luca Mavs who got game? They were like up 2-0 and then it came all the way back.
The Clippers came back.
The Clippers came back, but yeah, I'm saying it wasn't
No,
Mitchell.
It
It
was
was
the
Luca.
Jazz, dude. I'm telling you, I think it was the Jazz.
I thought the Jazz were playing the Nuggets
What year was that?
because that was the series that Donovan Mitchell and Jamal Murray were going like.
no, that was
band
a
for
bubble.
band.
That was a bubble, bro.
Oh man.
Let's see, 2021 NBA playoffs.
I'm like 100% convinced it was.
Let's see. Let's see who's right. The Jazz and the Grizzlies and the Jazz and the Clippers. That's what we're talking about. You flipping.
Clippers Mavericks, bro. That
We
was
were watching the Jazz.
No, we were
games,
watching
bro.
Clippers Mavericks.
Oh, this is when they were the first seed, and you said that they were gonna not make the playoffs.
Yeah, and then
And also, they were a second round
Look what
exit.
happened.
By the way, they were a second round exit. You've always been saying they were a first round exit.
Yeah, basically, I mean, because they were playing the Grizzlies in the first round. I mean, was that like Mike Conley?
I
as
mean,
the-
yeah, that's
That
what,
was John. That's when they beat us.
brother. That's what happens when you're the first seed. You play against the eighth seed, the worst team in the Western Conference. Like that's how it works.
That's the John Morant. That's when they beat us in the play-in. That's like Steph's MVP.
Yeah,
Or should have been
exactly.
MVP season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, so take a down memory lane about how Thomas is just.
We're just
been
gonna
wrong.
check dates really quickly.
Yeah, actually, yeah, when we were in LA. Okay, that's a good check. Okay, we were in LA in June, and the Clippers and Jazz played. Can we see the dates? Game recap. Let's see. Bro, yes, I remember the Jazz were up 2-0.
June 4th. Okay, so June 4th.
And June 10th. We were absolutely in LA then, dude.
But this game was June 4th.
Okay, we gotta pull up the photo. Sorry for the fans at home, guys. This is very serious. We're going to years. Going 2021. I have
Okay.
all the photos. I got all the
Okay.
logs. 2021. Months.
Dude,
It was
matter of fact, I'm pretty sure
It would definitely be
Dwight
June.
played for those first
It was at
two
some
games.
point in June.
June. Moment of truth. 7th.
7th.
So we were there June. Oh, we made it June 6th. And we left.
Game 7 was
We
on
left June
6th.
10th. We left June 10th. Ah, shoot, he may be right. Because we left June 10th.
You know what's funny? I feel like we might actually, like, no joke, both be right. We might have ended up seeing games from both of these.
Let's see,
days.
game 1 was when?
Game 1 would have been way too. Game 1 of the next series. Yeah, okay. Clippers Jazz. When would that have been? Like,
June 8th. Okay, so maybe we just watched both series. You know what? We're both right. Anyways. We also kind of doxed ourselves. Oh, no, did we? We didn't say our age at the time of the trip, right?
we could dox our age.
Hell, absolutely not. That's
Yeah,
right.
we did.
That's
But
right.
anyways, I don't think we did.
Draw the line.
Okay, but so anyways, back to talking about basketball.
We were talking about basketball the whole time.
Donovan Mitchell puts up 29. I'm still waiting for the day where an opposing like lead guard does not put up 25 plus against us. Literally
Yeah, literally.
don't think it's ever going to happen this season until we make some kind of trade. Maybe once D'Anthony Melton starts getting more minutes. Who knows?
Maybe you
It's-
can lock him up. Oh,
It's
to
becoming.
mention what injuries we had today, by the way.
Oh yeah, I mean yeah.
So we didn't have Anthony Melton, literally everyone. We didn't have Melton, we didn't have Green, we didn't have Butler, we didn't have Curry, we didn't have Horford, we didn't have Seth. So it was literally just the rotation players. Anything that Wes you want to say, Thomas?
You started this one.
Oh, I mean, I guess let's. I mean, we've already shouted him out like 15 times this episode. Another phenomenal game for Pat Spencer. He has absolutely locked himself in. Like I already said, 18, 20 minutes going forward. Even at fully healthy, I think he should be probably Steph's direct backup, and you could have Melton starting at the 2 with Pods as his backup. And Buddy can kind of figure out where he slots in. Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, that's a fantasy world. I'm sure Kerr will have some other idea about how things will shake out. But just another incredible game by him. Like we were saying earlier, he gets downhill. He is a genuinely talented playmaker. I think that's another thing. Like Pods, for example, like also talented playmaker, but can't seem to get downhill enough to utilize it as much as he'd like to. Pat is actually getting downhill and creating advantages that he can take advantage of with his passing. And you just haven't seen guys, with the exception of Steph and Jimmy, kind of do that for this Warriors team. So that's really nice to see. As you were saying, Cavs played like dog shit. You know, if we're being honest, they did not have their best stuff against us. Maybe you could say it's another trap game because again, we are missing literally our top 5 to 6 players. They definitely, you know, they didn't look like they were out for blood.
They were 24% from the 3.
yeah, I mean,
it's pretty abysmal.
I'm trying to think anything else.
We were hitting our shots. I mean, like literally when we
Yeah.
hit our shots. I mean, it's like an insane oversimplification,
Yeah.
right? But if you got at least if we could have some other guys, like 3 guys besides Steph, Dre, Butler, doing their thing. Like,
I think it could be Pat, man. I mean,
I think
he's
Pat.
shown so much in these games
Yeah.
that all these guys that we talk about all the time, Pods and Moody and even like Richard, I guess some say, like they just haven't shown this ever. When have they shown this ability?
I mean,
with
like
the ball,
Ballard's kind of had
with
a
the ball in their
stretch.
hand? Fair enough.
He did have a stretch that
And also, by
he
the way, I will
looked like,
say-
oh wow, you know.
Relative to how he's played the season, Pods not a terrible game. Did hit a few big, maybe he hit one big.
He had a good game today.
He hit one big 3 down.
I would
the stretch.
literally say he had a good game.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, 10, 4, and 2 is not like.
I mean, the truth is that's his role. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
even joking. If he could look, I think you gotta hit the nail on the head. Pat Spencer is the backup to Steph. The backup to Pat is Pods. So if
I think Pods is really more of a natural too, to be honest, and so I think he should be Melton's
but
backup at the
is
two.
he a national too though? Yeah, he's ball dominant and also he's a playmaker. Like
Yeah, but
kind of.
he wants to be ball dominant. But you have to like be like, no, you can't.
But he's a playmaker.
But like he can be a playmaker when you pass it to him when he pump fakes the 3 and then drives. Like he can't be a playmaker if you're saying like Pods running the pick and roll. Like that never have you ever seen
Yeah.
Pods successfully run a pick and roll?
True.
That's so to me that's where I'm at personally. I think the Warriors coaching staff might actually share your guys' opinion more than they share mine because he does tend to play the 1 a lot.
Yeah, you're right, to be honest.
Although he does play the 2 occasionally also, but yeah, I don't. Important thing is Pat Spencer should get more minutes.
Yes.
Pat Spencer is a better player,
Yes.
and Pat Spencer makes me
It
feel
seems- it seems-
more confident as a fan when I see him on the court.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, okay, I'm gonna be very honest. I'm over the week. I've obviously I started off with very negative notions. I was like, oh, come on, it's a fluke game, whatever, whatever. Over the week, increasingly more confident in Pat. And look, am I very optimistic? And do I love the guy? Yes. Am I gonna say I'm 100% sold? No, to be honest. I think it's just been like,
Sold on what? Like, we're not expecting him to. Oh, he's an up and coming star.
no, okay.
He's just a really good backup point guard. I think.
But
That's
even
only
that, I don't
season.
know if I like. Okay, again, it's me being an extreme pessimist. You guys are
He was
absolutely
given
right.
the keys to like for the past 3 games.
I agree, and I agree with all these things, but I think it's just the 2021, 2022 season onwards. There's always been someone who had a brief period that's done
Yeah,
well,
that's
and then we've bought into it, and then it's like, oh, they just disappear. So my truthful take is, look, if he could do this for like a stretch of 10 games,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is only 2
we're,
games.
again,
Sure.
it doesn't have to be 19, bro. No, definitely not. But if he could do
And it won't be.
13, and it won't be,
Increase.
it definitely won't. But can he do 13?
yeah.
Solid 13 points?
I-
Holy moly, I'll be so into it.
I would like to say also like the archetype and the blueprint for this type of guy is out there because we've seen TJ McConnell fill this role. We saw Ty Jerome filled this role last year with the Cavs. We've seen
Um,
Scottie Pippen Jr.
The
with,
Celtics guy, Pritchard.
Yeah, Pritchard. We've seen Peyton Pritchard. I mean, I think that's a bit ambitious for a
He's so
Pat
nice.
because
For
Pritchard.
sure, but Pritchard also, if you
Yeah.
recall, like in the final, and when they won the finals, he
Yeah.
was literally like a 6
Yeah,
guy.
I mean, but I do think also like TJ McConnell's kind of like the perfect because somewhat limited 3-point shooter, obviously a very talented playmaker, and is capable of also getting downhill. When you look at him, you might not think he is,
Underrated
you know,
first step, I think.
Yeah,
They're both
yeah.
pretty quick, like really quick with the ball. So
and also just has a knack for kind of finishing, tough, awkward jumpers, tough, awkward,
Yeah,
runners, floaters, etc. Like that to me is kind of the blueprint. So
I
like
feel
we'll
like-
see.
I feel like that's the key is like with these games when your stars are out, like maybe you don't win them all, like you go 1 for 2, like 0 for 3 is kind of what a lot of us expected, but like you just got to take something away from it. And I feel like some guys get an increased role. They get starter roles when they would not have gotten any minutes when we're fully healthy. So you got to take as much away from it as possible. I feel like Pat
Agreed.
is one of those guys. QP, like I said, he's already had some kind of role before, but like he's getting an increased role and he's kind of thriving. So you got to take some of it with a grain of salt. Like you said, it's only 3 games, but it's been 3.
But you got to take note of it.
Yeah.
I totally
Yeah.
agree. Look, we also had another question amongst ourselves, kind of joking, kind of serious. Guy or Kaminga? I mean, literally, it's a joke, but it's also a little bit serious, right? Like today,
Yeah.
Guy was a positive player. It's been a little bit since Kaminga had a positive game,
Yeah,
and the money we're giving him,
yeah,
it just does not add up,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I think if I'm Kerr and Co, we slowly give Guy some more minutes. Like give him another opportunity. And I think they will, because they've always liked Guy. I feel like they're fishing for him to have, like, they want him to have a good game.
yeah.
Because like even last season, we were giving him just so much time. It was like, okay, bro, he was grabbing 1 rebound and he's going crazy. Like
I mean, I like the energy though. Like
the energy, but I feel like even now he realized, all right, let me just calm down, hit some shots. Like today, he wasn't going crazy, right?
Yeah, yeah.
He's doing his thing. So this was good. He had a really, was it Post or Guy who had the switch onto
It was Guy.
Mitchell
Gee, at the end of the
at the end of the
yeah.
game today, where they needed a 3 to tie the game. Who got caught up? GP2 got caught up in
Yeah.
the screen,
By the
and then Guy, boom, doesn't even think about it, switches, puts his hand up, Mitchell misses it. So positive things from Guy as well. I think to kind of shift to my Hustle Award of the week, I'm gonna give it to Pat Spencer. Obviously,
Yeah.
it has to be Pat Spencer. Honorable mention though, Guy and QP for me.
Okay.
And then obviously my Thomas Award of the week goes to freaking Jonathan Kuminga. Like,
Yeah.
like this guy pisses me off so much, and it's like, it's impressive that
I think-
the Warriors locker room still talks to him normally, like
Yeah.
show him love, respect.
Yeah.
No, JK.
Oh yeah.
Because if I'm there, I can't even like I don't even want to talk to him because
Yeah.
he's such a little baby. You could tell by his body language, just how he's playing. He doesn't give a crap.
By the way, I just want to say shout out Steve Kerr. Kaminga's in the starting lineup. He did not close out that game. Like I thought, like that was great by Kerr. I don't like try to force anything putting Kaminga in there when he's playing that badly. Like he played bad enough that even Kerr was like, "All right, you're not closing this out."
I mean, it's amazing. Like his minutes are so little.
Yeah.
He got 16 minutes against the freaking.
I mean,
Thunder.
this is with literally the
With the
starting
bum
five
guys,
out.
exactly. And then against the Sixers, he got flipping 20 minutes. And then finally in this game, he got a whopping 21 minutes. So it's like, this guy, what is going on in his
He's
brain?
basically single-handedly forcing the coaching staff to put him on the bench because they want the front office and the coaching staff. They want him to play solidly, if only to raise his trade value, if only to prove that this contract they gave him it wasn't a gigantic mistake, which it obviously was. But I mean, like I guess maybe we could get some trade value out of it, whatever. But it's like he is like going so far above and beyond to prove himself unplayable, especially over the past few weeks. It's just ridiculous. Since he came back from the injury, I mean, he looks just checked out.
Yeah.
And yes, he would be my Hassan of the week.
Thomas Award of the week.
My Hassan
We
of
should
the
switch
week.
it. We should switch it.
But this
Keep
good
everyone
for the
humble.
fans,
Keep
guys.
everyone
Okay, how about this? How about this?
But you just called it the Kaminga of the week.
Yeah, he's gonna say like
Actually,
this.
should we do that?
I mean,
Actually, literally, do we call it you know what? Maybe an honor.
Who was the first one?
we could.
Was it Buddy? I think it was Buddy.
I mean, we
I
could
forgot.
call it. I
It
mean,
was
if you want to like
QB.
go throw, we call it like the Corey Joseph of the week.
Oh, disgusting. No, what about Anthony Lamb of the week?
Anthony Lamb. Honestly, that's the ultimate.
Okay, the Anthony Lamb of the week because he was also an essayer, right? Am I
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
that?
yeah.
You're not making it up.
Okay, great.
It was settled in a court of law.
Yeah, okay, so we could call him the Anthony Lamb of the week, and then when Kaminga leaves, we could iconicize it with the Kaminga of the
That's
week.
kind of slander to whoever this guy who is just playing badly, calling him like a
But okay, but Anthony Lamb is not. We're not calling it based off.
We're referencing his play on the court,
Yeah,
which is
we love Kobe
arguably
Bryant.
just
Everyone
as
loves
bad.
Kobe Bryant.
arguably just as bad as his conduct off the court. If you remember watching Anthony Lamb play basketball, it was pretty rough.
Okay, we gotta lock this in. Okay, are we going with Anthony Lamb or no?
I think it's the Anthony Lamb of the week. I think
What do you think, Wes?
Uh,
I'm indifferent.
You
Loki.
have
If
to
you can
think-
think of someone better,
I think of
you'd be like,
bad guys.
I don't think Corey Joseph of the week makes sense because he didn't just have enough sample size with us. You know what I
I
mean?
mean, Kerr tried to
Kurt tried his hardest.
He had some sample size.
Maybe like
He
the,
didn't do anything like just because he is a bad person off the court. So
or we could also do it like
yeah,
the
like extra salt.
the Nico Mannion of the week. Although like,
it's saucy, bro. He went back to Italy.
the Brad Wanamaker of the week.
yeah, I was gonna say the Brad Wanamaker. Oh, what about the Kelly Oubre of the week? That's like looking down at the court, breaking
I
a
think
three.
Anthony Lamb is.
Anthony Lamb was so
Alright,
much
fine.
worse than Oubre ever
Okay,
was.
fine. You do the Anthony Lamb, and then when Kaminga leaves, it's gonna be the Kaminga.
Absolutely.
Then who's the best player? I guess we could do like
Steph.
it's like too basic. Like obviously, okay, Steph.
Clay, you know, play a little.
Dude, let me do the Clay of the week. Just the 20. You know what we're gonna do? I got it. The 2024 Clay of the week and the 2016 Clay of the week.
Your 2023 Clay of the week.
Bro, I like the Anthony Lamb idea.
Maybe like the 2016, the 2015 Clay of the week, and then the 2024 Clay of the week.
I think that's a bad idea.
What do you think, Wes? You could be
Let's
the
do
final.
Anthony Lamb.
Ah,
Let's find a better
ooh.
player.
Okay, fine. Who's gonna be the blank, like the positive of the week? I think it's too obvious if it's Steph, right? Like
Yeah, I mean,
it's too basic.
who was the guy who had like
Who's like a sneak? Oh, you can do like a sneaky good guy for us who's always been. I guess like Iguodala of the week.
yeah.
But that's also kind of basic, no?
I guess. I mean, they're all every good player.
What about
dog.
the Livingston?
The Wiggins of the week.
But he was so bad at one point. What are the Livingston of the week? The Livingston of the week.
We could do Livingston of the week.
Yeah, like an underrated, good warrior.
Guy who's contributed. I mean, I guess if you give Steph the Livingston of the week, that's kind of disrespectful.
Well, it's got to go to someone that's like underrated. Like, that's why Wiggins.
Oh, but if Steph drops 40 points in 3 games, he'd get the Livingston of the week.
That's true.
I think we should lock that in for now.
Okay, fair enough.
All right. So
Livingston in the lane.
Well,
Livingston and Lamb. So the Lamb of the week goes to none other than Jonathan Kuminga.
yeah,
And then, of course, then
Pat Spencer.
Pat
the
Spencer
Livingston of the week goes
gets
to
the
Pat
Livingston of the
Spencer.
week award. Livingston, I kind of like calling it the Lamb Award.
The Lamb Award and the Livingston Award.
Yeah,
Oh, so Lamb Award and the Livingston of the week.
I kind of like the Lamb Awards. Livingston Award kind of sound. I don't know because the Lamb is one syllable. It kind of rolls off. The
Lamb Award, Sean Award.
Ooh. Except I mean, Sean. Who the fuck is your neighbor?
Livingston.
Like your neighbor or something? Like who is
Me.
Sean? it's just like a random dude
Who's
at the
Pat?
grocery store.
Who's Pat?
Hey, but like I think we mentioned Pat Spencer by his full name like
I get-
12 times.
I mean,
in
the
episode.
the Warriors fans, they know.
Okay, fair enough.
Anyways, so we've given our awards. To summarize now our next week, we play against the Bulls tomorrow. Look,
You should win that.
our boys are coming back tomorrow, right?
Some of them.
Maybe some of them, maybe.
Really? Like Steph?
Probably
coming
not
back?
Steph, based on what I've seen.
I thought they said that Steph's gonna come back.
Yeah, but they said he was going to be reevaluated. So
It probably means no.
probably
He's not even following them. He wasn't on the bench.
Yeah.
So.
But maybe he's taking a quick flight to
Yeah.
Chicago, to O'Hare Station. Okay, so we should most likely have Butler back. Okay, look, Melton for sure is playing. Horford probably is playing.
No, Horford's been out for like 4 games in a row. Man. Who knows when
No,
he's
he
back?
wasn't.
You got
He
hit,
literally played
Bayern.
he played against the Thunder, bro. What are you
Did
talking
he?
about?
Oh.
He literally played against the Thunder.
Bro, I guess he did. He now. Oh my god. I guess when you say did he,
Did he?
it's like the 20th time I've been caught this week.
Horford.
Bro, I swear he literally was not out. Yeah,
He played
out
one
for
game,
a
dude.
while.
He did. Yeah, bro. Even against the Sixers. That's what I was thinking, bro. You freaking casual. Did he?
Bro, I mean, he's
Yeah,
like,
did he? He did, bro. He played a baseball. He was one from
Yeah, no wonder I'm blocking it out of my memory.
With the like,
Oh, actually, wait. Before we
it was like goofy ass jumper.
before we end the episode, can we just point out Al Horford's been a pretty disappointing signing so far? Like
To be fair though,
now that we've gotten past like the first 2 weeks of the season, and the shooting is continuing to be bad. Like I don't know. I'm just saying.
That's why QP
I'm not feeling.
look, we only
That
do have a
confident
13.
about
We have a
it.
13 game sample size with injuries on and off. So I think it's a little bit harsh to come to
I think
conclusions.
even when he's healthy, he should just be our backup
Yeah,
behind QP.
I don't know though, to be
I
honest,
agree.
because
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
I feel like they should both have even minutes. For now, maybe.
Okay, well, you can have even minutes with Horford coming off the bench. I mean,
yeah,
I understand doing like a hot hand type thing because their skill sets are fairly similar.
And we have to do a hot hand thing absolutely with Seth and but
Absolutely.
like absolutely, it should not be like even. I mean, knowing Kerr though, it'll be like a 70%.
Yeah, hot hand means Buddy gets 48 minutes.
So yeah, I think that's a fair take, but I think it's a little bit too soon. So we play against the Bulls tomorrow, Timberwolves on Friday, so a little bit of a break, and then the Trailblazers on Sunday. So most likely we're gonna get you guys after the
It's like a
Timberwolves game,
5-day break.
which is great.
Was that
We
the
freaking need that.
in-season tournament?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
So we will see you guys on next Saturday
What do you
after
think?
the Bulls. I think 1-1. I think we beat the Bulls.
Yeah,
Or wait, maybe we lose against the
I
Bulls.
think
Maybe-
2-0.
I think 2-0.
So at this rate, Tom, we're 5-0. by the way.
Yeah.
So according to Thomas, right now we're 23-0.
You guys have to understand I'm never going to say anything other than
Well, for the
Blink it
fans
out.
at home, that's why take his takes with a grain of salt, right? To be honest,
why would I pick the Warriors to lose a game? Or what am I?
we're an
Bulls fan?
we're an analysis team.
I mean,
yeah.
against the Bulls, yeah, that's a realistic.
Am I a
win.
Timberwolves
I mean, what
fan?
is our injury status for the Warriors though? For like everyone, I just don't know. Like,
Yes, sure, it does.
D'Anthony Melton probably back tomorrow. I'm going to say Jimmy possibly back tomorrow, but I guess not. I just get
I feel like
that's
yeah,
my feeling.
I kind of also feel like we might have
Draymond,
the trio there.
I'm
Draymond.
guessing not.
Yeah, so I don't think Steph.
I
Jimmy,
think I think Jimmy and Dre you could probably expect back
For
Friday.
Friday
All of
because
them
it's such a
back
long break. And Steph probably actually now that I realize that break, yeah, probably basically everybody, I guess.
So I think tomorrow it's
It's
gonna
2-0
be
then.
more. I think though we do get Seth, maybe Horford, and
Melton,
maybe
yeah.
Melton back tomorrow. So with that being said, I mean the Bulls have been doing. They started really good. I
They
know.
started,
right?
they've
but
fallen.
they've been horrible recently. You should look at the games they've been losing.
Pacers, Nets, Magic, Pacers, Hornets, Pelicans.
Yeah,
They lost to the Pacers twice.
yeah.
Wow. All right. So okay, fine. I'll feel confident. I think, I think 1-1 realistically, maybe even 2-0 if all our guys come back on Friday. But I just think they'll be rusty. So I think I'm gonna stick with 1-1.
Say 2-0.
I say 2-0 as well.
All right. We'll catch you guys then.